So, are you okay for a knitting session with me? If so, you can grab your knitting and something to drink, maybe, and start knitting or keep knitting with me. So, hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my very small place on the internet where I talk about anything related to my knitting life and my knitting adventures. My name is Isabelle. I am in France, in Normandy. And as a disclaimer, this video has been pre-recorded because I will be away during the month of September. So I'm not sure when you are going to be seeing this video. It all depends on my ability to pre-record and pre-edit before I go to the hospital. So today I'm going to be talking about one subject I always forget during my regular video filming when I talk about my knitting and my finished objects and my projects and what I've finished and what I'm working on and etc. It's who am I knitting with? And some of you have asked me to keep it or to bring it again to the end of my videos, but I always forget. I'm kind of scheduled on recording. Takes me about 1 hour and a half, 1 hour and 45 minutes to film about 1 hour video. And once I'm done talking about the things I have thought about talking, I forget to tell you who I am knitting with. So my idea is today be knitting with you or you being knitting with me. And I'm going to talk only about some of the videos and some of the music I'm listening to or I'm viewing when I am knitting. Of course, when I listen to music, I can knit on about anything because when you watch something or when you read something, it, at least for me, it takes over anything I'm listening to. So if I need to concentrate on a pattern, I can have some music going on and I can work very easily and very mindfully on a pattern. If I want to watch something, I need a mindless pattern. And I don't have any mindless knitting for now, so I will try to knit anywhere on my socks. I will try maybe to knit on another project I have currently going on. We'll see. If I can't knit and talk to you, I will just stop knitting and I hope you will enjoy your own knitting. So first, what am I wearing? I am wearing the Aries t-shirt that I made based on the Aries pattern by Megan Fernandez and Lydia Gluck from the Ready Set Raglan book by Pom Pom. This is a very basic raglan recipe for the increases. I was not even knitting on gauge, but I just took some of the measurements from them and the rate of increases. And I used this cotton and linen that I had in my stash, the dark blue one, from my mother's stash that she gave me several years back. And the white is cotton and acrylic blend. And I striped it because I'm on this kind of project I have to be knitting my own t-shirts from or sweaters from my own patterns when I can, making it as I go with the yarn I have maybe. And this was one of the first time I've been doing that. I think I have something there here. And another one here. I need to see what's that. And yes, I really enjoyed knitting that. It took me a week to knit, very fast knitting. Which needles did I use? 3.5 millimeter needles. So you see, it's not big needles, but the cotton and linen was is very plump, and it was very enjoyable to be knitting with. I used wooden needles so that it doesn't slip too much on metal needles, and it was not hard on my hands. I did enjoy this knitting very much, and I enjoy wearing it because I wear it a couple times, and as I'm not sure when you are going to be seeing this, but when I film, we are still in the summer weather type of temperatures, and so I wear it a couple times and then I put it in the washing machine, and that's it. Easy to wear, easy to wash. Perfect. Okay, who am I knitting with as I'm filming? Well, you're gonna tell me I'm so late to the party. I have been enjoying very much one of Apple TV series. I've been enjoying it so much, and it's The Long Way Up. So let me bring the page up because I've already made everything into my head, and I've taken notes that I need to be maybe recollecting so that I'm not saying anything wrong. So The Long Way Up is an Apple TV series, and it's the third season, I guess, but it's not one season per year because the first one was in the beginning of 2000. Yes, 2004. And it's an adventure, eight episodes series, I think, with Ewan McGregor. Do you recall Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi in Star Wars? So that's him. And Charlie Borman. And they are undertaking a long travel by bike. I guess both of them are bikers, and they already had two previous adventures. So the first one was the long way round when they went from London to New York City by bike, and it was aired. So at least it's from 2004. And the second one is The Long Way Down when they went from Scotland to South Africa. And this one was in 2007. So you see, it's been quite a while before The Long Way Up was recorded, and it was aired in 2020. So we are in 2024. Call me late. And I really, so now that I've read everything I had to recall, I really enjoyed very much that series. I'm not sure you can see it where you are. I'm not sure you have Apple TV, and if there are maybe other places you can see it. I guess I've seen there are some DVDs, so maybe you can borrow them from a local library or something. Anyway, The Long Way Up, this is the only one I've seen so far, is an adventure of two people on a bike. But I guess it's not... So there are some adventure parts, of course, but I guess it's very well all set up, and there are some kind of way for real adventures, but they can't... they can throw Ewan McGregor somewhere where it may disappear. Of course, no insurance would, I guess, and no one would take that risk. So it's an adventure, but I think you have to keep in mind that it's something that has been, kind of set up in a way. So the one thing that is different that's last season from the other ones is that they are riding electrical bikes. And so I think that Harley Davidson, developed two prototypes for them and of electrical bikes. And I guess it was also a way for Harley Davidson to test the technology. I have no idea where it is right now and where electric bikes are anyway. And so they were with one other person on a regular bike, and the other person who was with them was the cameraman. And there was a whole crew going with them, and this crew was also riding electrical pickup trucks. So it was a whole challenge, first because they were only using electrical vehicles, bikes or pickup trucks. And I think Harley Davidson and maybe some the other company from the pickups. Yes, the pickups were Rivian pickups, and Rivian had set up charging points for them along the way, but not everywhere. So one of the challenges was that the range they could cover per day was limited by the electrical batteries charge. And in a way, at the beginning, they were very concerned about that. And at the beginning, you can think, why are they always talking about the charge? Because maybe you just stop whenever. And of course, when you are going to some kind of wilderness part of South America, there are no charging points on hand. So, and Rivian could not set up charging points everywhere, all around the way. So that was one challenge. They can charge the electrical bikes on a regular outlet in a regular home, but you need to have a home with an electrical outlet that the people allow you to charge your electrical bike, so in hotels and stuff like that. And the second challenge they had to overcome, and I think they had not seen that one coming, was that the batteries were not lasting as long as they thought they would be lasting in the cold weather. When you think about it, you know that batteries drain faster in the cold, but that was not really a point for them as the start. So they had to adjust to the distance they could cover every day due to the battery charging outlet they had to find. So that was one challenge. The other challenge is that at some point they had thoughts of some road trip somewhere, and the political or the area was too dangerous, so they had to go by boat or find some other ways to go around that place. And having bikes on boats that are not necessarily made for that, having trucks on boats, it was a whole challenge for the paperwork, for crossing the borders and everything. So that was part of the adventures. And the other part that I very much liked and enjoyed was, as they were going along the way, they would make stops by to see either famous sceneries, the Machu Picchu, for example, or they would visit UNICEF or some kind of environmental project, people having some environmental projects, and they would talk about the project when they were there. So that was very interesting. And the other part is that Ewan McGregor, in The Long Way Round, did see, they went to an orphanage, and there was that little girl, 2-year-old girl, who was there, who has been there for a few days. She was completely lost, and Ewan decided to go back and adopt her. So I guess it took some long years for him to process all of that. And he went on the long way up adventure. He went to see her because she's in Costa Rica, I guess, or somewhere around there. And that was also very interesting to see him and his daughter. So it was not made so that you have to rage click on it and watch it. No, it was very discreet, but you could see he was very, very happy to see her. And that was a very enjoyable part of also the adventures. And of course, all of that being said, The main adventure is the adventure of these two people who know each other very well and driving together and all the relationship they have together. Charlie Borman, during the preparation of the recordings of the series, had a serious bike accident. So I guess the series may have been delayed due to that. And when the series started, he was fully recovered, but of course he had a serious accident. So he had not much confidence into his legs, and he knew, because they were broken on several parts, and anyway, he knew that some of the things he could not be doing, and also he had to be very careful when they were driving in roads that were not paved, no concrete, just dirt roads, and the roads were not very stable. And at some point, it was raining a lot and very cold, and the road were dirt roads, very slippery, and he fell. So there was some kind of concerns about his own health. And for example, he could not manage to go all the way up to the Machu Picchu place because he knew he was not going to be able to. And he stayed behind, Ewan went ahead, and at some point, the Machu Picchu was all in the skies, in the fog, and they were saying, we're going there once in a lifetime, and you have fog everywhere, you won't see anything. And all of a sudden, the skies cleared up, and they could see, they could record. It was a very magical moment, at least to me, because I'm not sure. I'm sure I will never go there, but that was kind of my own, in my own bucket list, and it was very interesting. Anyway, they went after that all through Central America, Mexico, and back to Los Angeles. And at the end, they went to a Harley Davidson place, I guess, and a whole crowd of motorbikes went with them from where they were to LA to finish the adventure. It was a very enjoyable moment that I spent eight episodes or something like that. So that's 1 hour maybe episode. It was a very enjoyable time, and I really enjoyed their company. They're really nice people, I guess, or at least from what I've seen. And yes, if you have the opportunity to be watching that series, please do. And I just checked, and I think I can watch the two previous ones, The Long Way Round and The Long Way Down, on Apple TV. They are still available. So I know this is going to be on my watching list for the next few weeks, I guess. And if you have followed the series, or if you are going to be watching it, please tell me down below, because I would very much like to have your opinion about this series. Okay, next, some music. Some music I've been knitting with, and I have to say, I have been mostly listening to music recently, other than the video series I've just talked about, The Long Way Up. I haven't been watching much videos. I will make another video about the YouTube channels I watch, or maybe you have already seen it. I have no idea how I'm going to be organizing all of that. But I would like to be talking about the other videos that I'm very fond of and I watch a lot. These are YouTube channels from people who own yarn stores. I enjoy very much their talk and what they show and what they do. So I may record another video based on that. What I wanted to be talking about, because it's still a bit fresh in my mind, the closing ceremony of the Olympics is not that far away in the past. It's some of the music that was played at the closing ceremony, because I was extremely happy with the soundtrack. Not too much of the ceremony itself. I thought it was a bit slow. Thought it was maybe a bit dark, not much uplifted. I I thought the karaoke was fine, but it was, I guess made for French people because a lot of the songs that were there were traditional pop songs from France, and if you don't know, you don't know, so you can sing along. So anyway, I this part was not that much interest to me. But what I extremely liked is when Phoenix, the group, went on stage. So you may know or you may not know, but Phoenix is a French group that started in 1997, I guess, and it's a group with brothers and other people. And you most probably know the songs that they have been playing. And so I was very happy to see them. And I forgot to tell you that even before that, the first song of the opening ceremony was by Zao de Sagazon. And Zao de Sagazon is a French pop and traditional singer. She's also a songwriter, and let me take it. She has one CD, one album that I have, that my beloved brother and sister-in-law gave to me for Christmas. It's La Symphonie des Éclairs. I really encourage you to give her a listen. She is very poetic. I like very much what she does. It's not songs you are going to be dancing on. Okay, it's not rock. It's not electronica. It's really pop song, French pop songs, and she has a very, very, very beautiful voice. So she did sing in the first song on the opening ceremony, and I really, really enjoyed her song, her performance, her singing there at that moment. So anyway, back to Phoenix. Phoenix song Phoenix played some of their own song, and they were with, let me check his name, Ezra Koenig. Yeah, I had forgotten that. Ezra Koenig, and Ezra Koenig is one of the Vampire Weekend person from the group. This is a two-person group, I guess, from New York, and I like very much. I don't have CDs from Phoenix. I like them. I don't have CD from them because they're not in my dreams discotheque. I like them, but it's not really much the kind of music I'm most drawn to. Anyway, so they played with Ezra Koenig. They played with Kavinsky, I don't have any CD either. I will link down below all of their own details, and some disc OG site where you can have all their discography and a bit of their characteristics and everything. Kavinsky is a musical producer, he's a DJ, he's a French guy, and I saw him on stage already, not very far away, at a music festival, not very far away from here. I missed Zao de Sagazon last time she came because I can't stand up. I can't walk, I can't stand up, so I missed her. But anyway, Kavinsky is a very, very famous DJ and electronica music player and author, and he's also a very well-known producer. And with them went to sing Angèle. And she's also a French singer. She has a very, very beautiful voice. I don't have CDs from her, and I do encourage you to give her a listen to because she has a very, very beautiful voice. The same kind of, a different kind of voice from Iseult, who also sang there, not with Phoenix though. She had her own song. You've seen her. She has a very, very, very beautiful voice. And she was one of the participants in one TV show where people come to sing and they get selected and everything. And she really has a very beautiful voice. So Kavinsky, this is where I wanted to go to. You probably have listened to his own music because he was the one making some of the songs from the movie Drive in 2011, something like that. And you may already know him because of that. And of course, my favorites, because I've already talked about them in my videos when I did talk about who am I knitting with, it's Air. Air is a French electronica duet. I think I have all of them, all of their CDs. I've already shown them and I will link the details down below anyway. I really love them. This is some of my Sunday morning music when I want to be lounging and relaxing with tea and the Sunday morning breakfast. I enjoy what they do very much. I think I have to say I was a bit disappointed not to see Daft Punk, but you already know Daft Punk have separated. They are not making any music any longer together. Many people were waiting for them, and I guess I was sort of one of them. I don't know. It's not a regret. I kind of was expecting them. They did not come. Okay, very fine. And I think Daft Punk has marked or has imprinted the electronical music in a different way from Air. And Air also has a very strong footprint on French electronica. And I love them. I also do encourage you to give them a listen, because if you are looking for some kind of very airy and of course very flowy and very light music, very nice tunes for Sunday morning, I'm sure that you will enjoy Air very much. Okay, next I have to drop my knitting because I cannot hold the CDs when I am talking to you and showing them to you. Next is a CD by Boozoo Bajou, and the name is Sata. So this is a German electronica group. There are two of them, a duet, I guess. And this CD is from 2001, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 2001. It was out of stock, and it's been repressed in the last months because most of the I got it not so long time ago, and some of the, because I had it in my list of things to get if there are some CDs that go for sale at some point, used ones, and this one popped up as a new one, and it was repressed in June, I think, and everybody said the pressing was very good, and the performance and the quality of the CD was very good. So, okay, I said, okay, let me get it. And it's a very down-tempo electronic. So I guess I've said Boozoo Bajou are two electronic performers from Germany. And if you do want to also have some kind of down-tempo music to listen to, happy music, I like them very much. I listen to other discs and CDs they've made. I listen to them online and in my Apple Music subscription, so it's legal. I'm not sure I like everything that they've made, but this one is very good. So if you want to give them a listen, please do. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today. I hope you got to be knitting more than what I have been able to, because I was showing all of the CDs and everything. I hope you enjoyed my suggestions. If you do get to listen to some of them, please comment down below what you've thought of them, if you like them, if you knew them already, if you had been watching the long way XXX series and what you thought of that. And yes, if you did enjoy the soundtrack of the closing ceremony of the Olympics, for example, and I do hope you manage to place joy and happiness into your knitting, and that I brought you a little bit of joy and happiness into your daytime, into your nighttime, into your time, and that you manage to place joy and happiness into your little stitches because it's not coming all by itself. As I'm pre-filming, maybe the world is under a zombie apocalypse or of some kind, and I'm going to be completely out of tracks with that. Anyway, I hope you are managing to place joy and happiness into your life. I thank you a lot, very, very much, for being here with me, and I will see you next time. Deux, 3, 4, 5. Top. Recorded because I have difficult, because I won't be. So today I am going to be knitting with you. As I'm going to be knitting with you, I will try to be knitting with you because I have no mindless pattern going on right now. So I'll try to be knitting anyway. Um, one of Apple Music, one of Apple. So the long way up is an Apple seed. Charlie Bowen, Bowen, I guess. No, this is gonna be on my next up. And you may know or you may not know, Phoenix is a French group. So let me take my note. If you do have, if you do